Ladies and gentlemen, in what seemed to feel like just the blink of an eye, the 2021-22 NBA season is right around the corner, just over a month away as I'm recording this video. And with the NBA offseason being relatively behind us, we have a pretty solid idea as to what every NBA roster is going to look like next year. And believe me, with some of the major moves and shakeup of teams we saw throughout the offseason, there are so many different teams that I am very anxious to see what they look like. There is one team in particular that really sticks out on my radar in terms of how excited I am to see what they are going to be able to do with the off-season transactions they had. And as you can probably already tell from the title of this video, yes, I am talking about the New York Knicks, as in my opinion, this was a team that did a lot better this off-season than people are actually giving them credit for. And on top of that, there are many individual reasons as to why the New York Knicks will see more success next year, and that is what we are going to be getting into in today's video. One sec, if you guys haven't yet, don't forget to like the video if you do enjoy, subscribe, and turn on those noties to never miss another NBA video. Love you guys. And believe me, if you are a regular here and you haven't hit that sub button yet, I am highly encouraging you to do so, as according to the stats, about 98% of you that are coming back to watch these videos still haven't hit the sub button. Regardless of the fact, I appreciate you guys being here, so thank you. Anyways, let's hop back into this. To start off this conversation, I feel like it is a necessity to go over the recent success and accomplishments of the New York Knicks last season, as if you did not know what the exact numbers were, this New York Knicks team was able to see a 20-game turnaround from the 2020 campaign to 2021, finishing the 2020 year with a 21-45 overall record, ranking them at the 12th seed in the Eastern Conference, compared to them finishing with a 41-31 overall record in 2021, ranking them at the 4th seed in the Eastern Conference, not to mention having this miraculous turnaround with no quote-unquote major free agency moves the previous year, and on top of this only having an average roster age of just under 26 years old. And at this point, some of you might be wondering what any of this has to do with the success the New York Knicks might see in the 2022 season, and I am here to tell you that everything we have seen with this Knicks team over the course of the last season is ultimately going to give you the perfect idea of what you should be expecting over the following year. Because like we just said, the New York Knicks just made one of the more impressive one-season turnarounds that we have seen in the NBA in a very long time, once again with no groundbreaking free agency moves or trades, with the exception of Derrick Rose if you want to count that. But either way, for the most part, this team proved the entire world wrong in terms of making a major turnaround that nobody saw coming, and with the unexpected success that this team saw, many people were trying to push this franchise to make even bigger moves to try to get even higher than what they previously were. And what do you know, as many people would say in classic Knicks fashion, once again they did not have any groundbreaking moves in the 2021 free agency and offseason period. And with no blockbuster moves going the Knicks' way, at least at this point in time as I'm recording, scrutiny over the Knicks offseason, as we have seen time and time again over the last couple of years, was pouring in, going along the lines of this team needing to sign a top-tier free agent or making a blockbuster trade to bring a superstar to the city, which, don't get me wrong, would have been very exciting and interesting to see, to say the very least. Many people aren't realizing the idea of this team running it back with the core of their roster, and on top of it making some very nice free agency signings that, again, no one gives them credit for, something I really feel is keeping this Knicks team under the radar going into this campaign, and I am very anxious to see how it's going to turn out. Just in case some people aren't aware of what the Knicks did this offseason, let me run you up to speed with what they were able to do. As to start off, they had a major re-signing in Derrick Rose to a 3-year $43 million contract. Top of this, we also have Nerlens Noel inking a 3-year $32 million deal. Alec Burks also coming back for 3 years and $30 million. Major underrated signing of Evan Fournier to a 4-year deal worth $78 million. And of course, the steal of the offseason for the Knicks and the X factor to their improved success next year, Kemba Walker to a 2-year deal worth $18 million. Now again, to the generic NBA fan, these signings would not stick out as anything crazy, but to New York Knicks fans who have been watching this team as long as they can possibly remember, they have to be on cloud 9 right now, and believe me, that is an understatement. Sure, some of you might have had higher expectations going into the free agency period. I mean, if we're being honest, most of the time when you go into free agency as a fan of any NBA team, you're more than likely to be let down in some way, but I seriously cannot emphasize it enough that the New York Knicks came out of this offseason as well off as they possibly could have. Thinking about some of the major free agent names this offseason, most of them had an idea of where they were going to be signing or re-signing before the period even began, and getting into a blockbuster trade would mean dealing away some of the major core pieces of this team that you saw success with in the past and want to use in the near future. And then diving even deeper into some of the signings signings the Knicks made this offseason, you could definitely make some key points as to why they will be more successful this year. First things first, the Knicks offense should, and I will say it again, keyword should, see some major improvement. I think most Knicks fans and NBA fans in general know that New York's offense wasn't stellar by any means last season. Don't get me wrong either, they definitely showed some signs of potential, but with a 110.2 offensive rating in 2021, which was actually the 22nd ranked offensive rating in the entire league, it's pretty safe to say that the Knicks defense was the main reason they were able to see the success that they did. Again, with bringing back most of the core pieces of this roster, and on top of that adding in Evan Fournier and Kemba Walker, I would honestly be in a complete shock if we saw a downgrade in this offensive game. As bringing in Evan Fournier, who just came off a season averaging 17 points, 3 rebounds, and 3.5 assists per game, while also shooting 46% from the field, 41% from 3, and 56.5% efficient field goal percentage, I think I'm going to go out on a limb and say that he is not going to hurt this offense. Now, I'm not going to beat around the bush with Kemba Walker. I know he is a major question mark going forward, but regardless to the extent of what Kemba Walker can do out on the court, having a solid second point guard along Derrick Rose in the rotation is going to do this team wonders. I know as well that people have some concern about Kemba Walker on the defensive side of the ball for this team. Coming off of the 2021 season as the 4th best defense in the entire league with a 107.8 defensive rating in 2021, I think New York can afford to have one average to below average defender out on the court at some times and not have a monumental impact on the overall defense. Could be wrong, but time will tell. Last but not least, you guys, another aspect of this team that is highly underrated and not appreciated enough is without a doubt the coaching of the one and only Tom Thibodeau. Believe me, I'm not trying to take away any credit from the players when I am saying this. It's truly remarkable to see what he has done with this team and what the players say about him in terms of what he has contributed to the success that they have seen. As it has been said by many that Thibodeau has more attention to detail than any other coach they've been under in their entire careers. Again, not trying to oversell it, but as I always say, you've got to give credit where it is due. But anyway, you guys, I'll say it one more time. If you think the New York Knicks are just going to be another middle of the pack playoff team and not make it past the first round, might be on the edge of your seat once again this season in terms of what this Knicks team might be able to accomplish. Don't quote me on that, I'm not guaranteeing anything, I'm just saying. But also, I'm really hoping you guys did enjoy today's video, and if you did, again, don't forget to leave a like on it down below and subscribe while you're down there. Really can't say it enough, you guys. Brand new NBA videos on a daily basis around here. Trust me when I say it, you don't want to miss what we got coming on the channel going forward. So if you're still here, I'm really curious to hear what you guys have to think about this Knicks team going into the 2022 season. So please let me know in the comments what you think the Knicks' final record and playoff seed will be when the season is all said and done. I'm always curious to hear what you guys have to think, so seriously, don't forget to comment. But one last time, thank you so much to each and every one of you for watching. I appreciate y'all more than anything in the entire world. You all know this, and I will see you guys in the next video.